Headlines most affecting Abbotsford this week. Abandoned. Abbotsford fails to get federal flood relief. The homicide trial of an Abbotsford Senior Couple has been delayed. A possible new Khalsa School to serve the valley out of Abbotsford. And fans of Chase Claypool getting ready for a Seattle road trip. We'll have that in sports. Our guest this week includes Michelle Demers Shavitz from the Mission Folk Music Festival. All right, Abbotsford, let's get started. 3 municipalities, Abbotsford, Merritt, and Princeton, they were all devastated by flooding in 2021, along with industry and business leaders, are calling on the federal government to change the way it funds climate change disaster prevention after all of them were turned down for crucial flood infrastructure funding. This through the Disaster Mitigation Adaptation Fund. It's a $2 billion fund. It was started in 2018, but Abbotsford Mayor Ross Siemens didn't mince his words, calling it absolutely ridiculous that they didn't get any money. Chilliwack Mayor Ken Popoff noting that, hey, floods do not respect municipal borders, and they praised their strong relationship with Abbotsford. FVRD Chair Jason Lum said the process was disappointing, and again, all three once again stressed they feel abandoned. Now, note, the requirement means that municipalities do have to compete for the funding with other communities across Canada. Abbotsford News reporting that the BC Supreme Court has certified a class action lawsuit against the city of Abbotsford for damages occurring during that flood of November of 2021 that basically wiped out Sumas Prairie for a while. The justice said a class action would be the preferable procedure for fair and efficient resolution of common issues. The initial lawsuit was filed in December of 21 by residents Caroline Mosterman and Robert Gordon, who was unfortunately since passed away, to recoup losses from the city after the Sumas Dike overflowed its banks during that atmospheric river. Black press reporting that the trial for 3 Surrey men charged with the murders of an Abbotsford couple have been delayed again for another year as the pre-trial proceedings occur. Gurkhan Singh, Aberjeet Singh, and Kushveer Tour were initially scheduled to begin their trial back in May for the killings of Arnold and Joanne de Jong. That was in May of 2022. Well, jury selection has now been moved to May of 2025, with the trial expected to start later in the month, and it could be anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks. That couple was found dead in May of 2022 in their home on Arcadian Way, a rural road east of Abbotsford. Police have not released the cause of death. The couple did own De Jong Transport. Last Friday, Nick Schaefer and Amy Soriano were appealing their sentence, seeking conditional discharges instead of jail time, following their conviction for exposing animal cruelty at the Excelsior Hog Farm. The BC Court of Appeal have reserved their decision for a later date. Soriano and Schaefer have also filed an application with the Supreme Court of Canada to appeal the BC Court of Appeal decision to uphold the convictions. At the Tuesday, May 28th meeting of Abbotsford Council, they gave the go-ahead to explore a proposal for a new Khalsa School and daycare. Now, the school would actually service the entire Fraser Valley. This on the corner of Downs and Gladwin, with the caveat that the ALR would be involved in this decision as well because part of the land is involved here. Now, Abbotsford City staff do support the motion. There will be a public hearing, but that probably won't happen until later this year. Another provincial candidate now in the running for the October 19th vote, BC United announcing Merrick Matese as the candidate for Abbotsford Mission in the upcoming provincial election. He honed his business schools and sales skills in the RV industry. That's where he won a number of awards. Transitioning to real estate, according to his media release, he attended the UBC Sauder School of Business and joined the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board. In his first year, he was named Rookie of the Year and quickly became a top-performing realtor, consistently ranking in the top 10% for transactional volume. The 37th annual Mission Folk Music Festival, Find Your Folk, is July the 26th to the 28th. We're going to talk with Michelle Demers Shavitz in just a moment about the Folk Music Festival. So after her interview, we're going to be making tracks to Seattle to see Chase Claypool. Sports is coming up. This week continues, and it's that time of the year for the Mission Folk Festival. And Michelle Demers Shavitz, How many years have you been working on this show? It's like we get together every year. It's like 90-ish?
Yeah, 1991. I graduated from Mission Secondary, and that was my volunteer job that summer. And they let me drive. Oh, no, the first year I handed out volunteer tags.
Right.
And then the second year they let me drive the performer van. And then that was it. I was hooked, and I went on to lead performer services and then move into kind of a general manager role. And then when our founder retired,
right.
The board asked me to step into the...
Basically, you are the folk festival.
No. We have 300 amazing volunteers that are actually, truly the heart of the festival.
One of the volunteers is behind the camera right now.
Yes.
Our beloved Grace. So she'll be there.
Yes.
You're three? You're three. Okay.
Excellent.
This is the 37th edition?
Yes.
Something like that?
Yes.
Okay, we had some fun with Andrew Hillhouse of the Harrison Festival,
our sister festival,
and we don't want to put you under the gun, but we don't want to say who your favorites are. But there's always someone you might want to check these guys out.
Oh yes.
So who's on the radar? Get tickets.
Well, off the top of my head, there are sort of two artists that I think might be really intriguing to people. One is Chris Matthews, and she is singer-songwriter out of the south of the United States, and is really at the forefront of contemporary folk. She's getting comparisons to Billy Bragg, to Woody Guthrie, but she's young, she's engaged, she's political. I think she's going to challenge some people with her worldview, but I think it's a voice that we need to hear. So I think that'll be one not to miss. And on Sunday morning, we're bringing in Marcus Mosley Ensemble, and we're starting our Sunday, and we're not doing anything on the day stages, and we're going to be on the main stage, and we're going to bring everyone together and have a pretty exciting gospel session, and we're going to bring in some special guests to that, including the Devin Cuddy Band. So you might recognize that last name.
I was going to bring that up in just a second, yeah.
And Jerron Blindboy Paxton, who is a traditional blues player. So they're going to participate in that. And I think it's going to be an amazing way to start Sunday.
Now, if you recognize Devin Cuddy, his dad had this really small band called Blue Rodeo. About 30 some odd years ago.
Yeah.
So this is 3 days now event or 4 days?
It's 3 days. Yeah. Starts Friday night with our main stage performance.
And that's July 26th.
Yes.
28th.
Yep. And then Saturday and Sunday we have 3-day stages. We have a workshop stage for participatory elements. So everything from the festival choir to learn how to step dance to cranky making this year.
Cranky?
Cranky making. So imagine a moving panorama in a little box. Think of it as early television, that you actually crank the images, and then there's usually a song or a story to go along with it. So we have a group coming up from the States called Podorhythmy, and they do Appalachian and French Canadian music, and they make these gorgeous crankies, and they tell a story, and it's illuminated from behind, and they play a song. So we're going to have them teach our audience how to make these. You're going to see them on stage. It's going to be great.
Now, getting information, you're all over social media?
We are. Look up Mission Folk Music Festival, and then our website is missionfolkmusicfestival.ca.
Okay. And the other thing, too, and I sometimes have to defend you guys because people would say folk. No, it's not yawning. It's actually, you're going to be up and dancing.
Oh my gosh. Never mind that we're going to have a contra dance this year.
Yeah.
But Saturday night we have a Cobo Town, which brings Trinidadian and reggae and rhythms, and it's going to be a huge dance party. But I always like to remind people that folk is this massively encompassing movement that draws on tradition. So if you like blues, we've got it. If you like bluegrass, we've got Americana, which kind of goes into country. We've got singer-songwriter, we've got French Canadian, we've got Inuit throat singing. There's a little bit of something for everybody.
Mission Folk Music Festival, July the 26th to the 28th. Michelle, again, big thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
And the lady behind our camera, she'll be there too. Just ask for Grace. And you're watching This Week. abbyTV Sports. On May the 3rd, the Buffalo Bills announced the signing of Abbotsford football product Chase Claypool. He split last year between Chicago and Miami. So the wait was on to see what the NFL schedule was going to look at. So it's road trip in the fall. Yes, Chase Claypool and his Buffalo Bills will be in Seattle, Lumen Field, to play the Seahawks Sunday, October the 27th, 1 o'clock, and yes, tickets are now available. The rain last week played havoc with the schedule with Mission Raceway. Not the case this weekend with the warm weather, which coincides with the Mopac Street Legals. All the information can be found on the Mission Raceway social media sites. The 4th annual Mission Summer Field Lacrosse Camp is coming up August 24th and 25th at Mission Sports Park, led by the technical director Tej Graywall and a collection of coaches with National Lacrosse League, NCAA, WLA, and Junior A experience. This is one that's going to be fun to watch. For more information, just Google Mission Field Lacrosse. And Abbotsford Volleyball offering programs and drop-ins, training clinics, tournaments, and leagues for youth as well as adults in Abbotsford. It is a grass league. It has started, but there are openings. Just go to Abbotsford Volleyball on social media for their details. And big congratulations to UFE pitcher Josh Berenbaum, the 2024 Cy Young Award winner for the CCBC, the Canadian College Baseball Conference. This goes to the best pitcher in the conference. So in 6 regular season games, he was no slouch. A 0.28 earned run average in 32 innings, a 3-0 record, 40 strikeouts, and only 1 allowed run. Oh, and by the way, UFE Baseball won the World Series in May. Coming up, Cari with the weather. abbyTV weekend weather. So, Cari, by the way, love the hairdo. The first weekend of June, this looks picture perfect.
Hey Abbotsford, as promised, our weather this week is going to get nice and warm. Friday, temperatures are going to get up to about 27. Saturday, sun and cloud, but we're going to get up to 30 degrees, maybe feel like 34. Slight dip on Sunday with it getting down to about 22 with a 70% chance of rain, but that's okay because after that, the rest of the week is going to be warm and sunny. Fun fact, June is no other month starts on the same day of the week as June. Back to you, Don. Don't forget your sunscreen this weekend.
Thanks, Cari, and thank you for watching. If you have a local news story you'd like us to report on, you can always send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great weekend. Don't forget the sunscreen. I'm Don Lehn.